I lost my first brand deal because of perfectionism. It had nothing to do with the company. It's because I overthought the project so much that I didn't produce it. You want to land a brand deal, you want to become a profitable creator, but something holding you back. The idea was amazing when you thought about it, but when it was time to put it into action, all of a sudden, all of the reasons why you can't do it make so much sense. You're overthinking life to the point of no productivity. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I struggle with overthinking for majority of my life.
Stay in the left lane.
I struggle with overthinking for the majority of my life. Just stop it. Just stop it. Just stop asking all the questions. Stop questioning yourself so much. The idea was amazing when it came to you at first. But now all of a sudden, you don't know if it's a good idea anymore. You don't know if you should be doing this or not. You're overthinking it to death. I've had to overcome overthinking on many occasions. I think to myself sometimes, I wonder where I would be in life if I wasn't so focused on being a perfectionist. I wonder where I'd be in life on this YouTube journey if I didn't overthink every single video. I wonder where you would be in life if you didn't overthink every piece of content. I don't need this piece of equipment. I don't need that piece of equipment. I don't need this setup in my room. I just need to get something done. Progress over perfection equals productivity. Just do something. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Just do something. I used to think everything had to be perfect. Perfect video, perfect editing, perfect lighting, perfect setup, to the point to where I couldn't get nothing done.
2.3 miles, turn left onto Louisiana Highway 20.
Even something like this, I would overthink it to be like, man, Siri is messing up my video. You know how I got to the point to where I overcame overthinking? I just got started. I remember my first YouTube video. I shot it 3 times, I edited it 5 times, and I still didn't post it because I didn't think it was good enough. You know where overthinking comes from? It comes from fear. Overthinking comes from fear of what might go wrong, fear of what somebody might say, fear of why it won't turn out the way you think it turned out. You're overthinking because of all of the many questions in your mind. It's just like standing at the edge of a diving board and waiting to jump in the water because you're thinking about the temperature of the water. I lost my first brand deal because of perfectionism. It had nothing to do with the company. It's because I overthought the project so much that I didn't produce it. And that
For about 17 miles, continue straight.
And that overthinking kept going on for like a year. The project never got produced. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, with that knowledge, being aware of it, why don't you just produce the project? Because of overthinking. The fear of going back to somebody and saying, hey man, I dropped the ball. I didn't perform well. Perfectionism will cost you a lot. Thinking that everything has to be perfect and not producing will make you miss an opportunity. It'll make you miss out on money. There's some of y'all that's sitting at a job right now because you're overthinking being able to be profitable in your passion. So what's some ways that you can deal with perfectionism? One, just get started. Just get started. Do something. Your best work might not happen today, but it's your best work for today. If you continue to work at it, you're naturally going to get better at it. But if you never start because you're thinking that it has to be a certain way and it's going to be an end result, then you'll never get done. You'll never get anything done. You'll just be a person that's full of ideas, great ideas or not, but has no proof of concept. And that don't hold no value for anybody. You can't sell ideas without having some type of concept. If you're just an idea maker, you're just an idea person, people might just steal your ideas and go put it into action. The second way to overcome perfectionism and overthinking, set a deadline. I remember when I was starting out doing stand-up comedy. I was reading the book, The Comedy Bible, and in the Comedy Bible, I had to sign a contract to myself. I had to sign a contract as a commitment to when I was gonna go do my first stand-up session. I was hesitant to write the date on that contract. When I wrote the date on the contract, the fear immediately set in because I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I gotta go get on stage now. But I followed through on writing out the contract. I gave myself a date. I missed my initial date. I don't remember what it was, but I know that I made up in my mind, which was an excuse on why I couldn't make my first date. But what I did was I wrote another date. After writing a second start date, I didn't miss that one. And what happened was I got on stage and did stand-up comedy for the first time in my life in front of an audience that I did not know. I had a little training for reading the book. I wrote my first comedy set, and I prepared myself to go on stage and either be laughed at or laughed with. But either way, I was going on that stage and I was telling some stand-up. So setting a deadline can help you get over the perfectionism and overthinking on that task of you creating content. Second thing to do is focus on one thing. Focus on one aspect. Whether that's making your visuals better, whether that's always doing a call to action, whether that's just starting. Focus on one thing. Speaking louder, speaking more clearly. Try not to say too many ums and uhs. Just focus on one aspect. And the third thing to help you get over perfectionism and start creating more is publish it anyway. Post it anyway. For most of y'all, being consistent is the main thing. I can get started, but I'm gonna stop because I start overthinking it. Don't worry about it being perfect. Just worry about it being done. Get started, come up with that idea, and post it. And repeat that process. Get started, come up with that idea, post it. Do that again. Make it a routine. Make it a schedule. It doesn't have to be the same routine. It don't have to be the same day or same time. That would help you set that schedule, set that deadline, come up with the idea, post it. It will get easier. It will get better. My first video did not look like this. My first video did not sound like this. Some of the biggest creators that you watch on YouTube had to start somewhere. Mr. Beast did not start where he is right now. Kai Cenat did not start where he is right now. Looking at all these creators and thinking, oh man, I can't do what they doing because they got this many followers, this many subscribers. They had to start somewhere. People don't remember your first draft. They remember your growth. They don't remember, oh, I remember how trash you was at the beginning. It don't take long for them to say, man, how did you do it? I like your ideas. I want to collaborate with you. In the beginning, you could think that, oh man, I can't do this because ain't nobody gonna like it. I don't have no subscribers. I don't have no viewers. I don't have no watch hours. Continue to come up with the ideas and post them. This is what I want you all to do right now. Think about an area that you've been overthinking on and drop it in the comments so we could come up with an action plan together. I'll admit about myself, I overthink things all the time. The purpose of this video is to show you that I'm not overthinking the production of it. I don't need an amazing setup. I got my microphone and that's all I need. I don't need to stare into the camera. The content is the content. I'm driving. I'm trying to be safe. But I know that the content is still impactful whether I'm looking you directly in the eyes or not. So think about an area that you're overthinking right now and drop it in the comments so we could come up with an action plan together.